Slowly but being cut from the traditional connections, Russia has turned its efforts towards alternative relations and has remembered about the old project BRICS, the economic union between Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The one who noticed unusual activity is Carl Miller, author of a book about power in the digital age. Very clear it is targeting BRICS, Africa, Asia, said Miller in Twitter, and mentioned about the huge amount of sleeping accounts that were activated after the 2nd of March. So let's dive into and try to understand what they want and why BRICS is important on the background of sanctions provided against Russia. The term BRICS was invented by Goldman Sachs analysts in the report dated 2001. It was used for the prospective countries that would possibly create the union alternative to the EU. In 2006, in Russia, the first meeting of the economy ministers was held and the work began. Before the war, the intention to enter the global economy was considered the main goal. The BRICS was supposed to reach full capacity by 2050. China and India were to become the main global suppliers of manufactured goods, while Brazil and Russia would become dominant as suppliers of raw materials. But still, the export relation with the non-BRICS countries were bigger than internal ones. Moreover, the development was slowed down by the COVID pandemic. Another important way of economic development was the establishment of the BRICS Continent Reserve Arrangement, or in other words, creation of their own international monetary fund with their own financial system similar to SWIFT, available for all the 5 countries. The BRICS Development Bank started its activity in 2017. The biggest contribution was made by Moscow. The regional departments were opened in South Africa, Brazil, Russia and India, headquarters in China. And this financial system could probably have become the safe harbor for the Kremlin. But on the 4th March of 2022, the bank suspended the new transactions in Russia. Almost the same time when the weird accounts in social media started massively popularizing Russia and its war against Ukraine. Obviously, nowadays inside BRICS the countries are deciding the perspectives of the unity itself and the participation of Russia. As soon as it became toxic and cut from the traditional export market, Moscow is obviously taking the partners down with it. But on the other hand, South Africa stays silent after the Russian invasion in Ukraine. India is behaving like nothing happened, balancing between two sides. China, with all the Asian diplomacy, is demanding peace for Ukraine without obviously condemning Russia. Brazil reacted with the foreign minister's statement, Brazil won't take sides over Russia's invasion of Ukraine, trying to leave the path to keep good relations with Kremlin. So for now, the unity of BRICS is in uncertainty. China, with its deep economic ties in Africa, Latin America and the EU, is playing safe, not revealing plans, but obviously staying apart from direct support of Putin. Brazil, with the economy devastated by coronavirus, is getting prepared for presidential and general elections this year. And with the majority of people not supporting the Russian war in Ukraine, the authorities are obviously losing their positions. India, with long-term connections with Russia, doesn't want to break it, but risks to lose other export markets as Putin's supporter. South Africa also cannot stay apart for a long time. All BRICS countries are under threat of reputational damage. On the other hand, can they go on without Russia's toxic partnership? Well, India has the potential of the biggest growth among others during the next 50 years, mainly due to the reduction of the working age in India and Brazil, which will happen later than in Russia and China. So these are younger generation in BRICS countries who are going to make a decision about their future.